everyone, and welcome to Yogi Talk. I'm so happy you're here again. And today I bring a book. I want to read a passage for you. And this book is called Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet by Thich Nhat Hanh. And my husband and I, we just finished reading the book. We're so inspired. It was a wonderful book to read with a lot of insights. And I marked a lot of passages I wanted to share with the world. So I start with one today, just to give you a little hint on who Thich Nhat Hanh is. He's also called Thay, and he was a very, very famous Zen Buddhist monk. And he is originally from Vietnam. He has a very challenging life. He had to face a lot of difficulties, a lot of very, very difficult, traumatizing situations. But he became a world leader in Zen Buddhism. He speaks a lot about meditation, mindfulness, and created a few centers, a few monasteries for people to come to join his movement. And he is an author, he is a Zen Buddhist, he's a mindfulness and meditation teacher, and he is also an activist. So one of the many things my husband and I like a lot about him is that he is a Buddhist monk. He is a person who teaches and embodies the path of meditation and mindfulness. And at the same time, he is a very active person. He actively tries and fights for the world and tries to make the world a better place. Unfortunately, he died in 2022, so his book is from 2021, and unfortunately this wonderful person died, but his monasteries, his foundations he raised are still very present, and he has a lot of people following this movement. And one wonderful thing he said, that is mindfulness and meditation is not a tool for him, it is a life path. And he said that in his book, and I thought this is a wonderful little phrase to open this little book session with. Another little thing I want to ask you is, maybe when I'm reading, to try to not understand everything intellectually. I know that in our daily life, in our jobs, in our social environment, we're very often in our intellectual brain, in our intellectual thinking. Here I would like to invite you to really listen with your heart and to really understand the words with your heart, because Thay speaks from his heart, and I will read from my heart to yours. And after this little chapter I'm gonna read for you, I will stop the video so you will have time to reflect on it, to really feel into yourself, to take a few breaths, to take a few mindfulness moments and see how this chapter moved you, how his words moved you. Have fun. Thank you. What's your karmic footprint? Imagine part of your cloud becoming rain and falling down to join the river below. Being the rest of the cloud in the sky, we can see our continuation down there. Floating up here is nice, but flowing down there is also nice. So we are both up here and down there. We're speaking of a cloud, but we can speak of human beings in the same way. We can see ourselves in the fruits of our actions, in our loved ones, in everything we have realized. That is the way to look. You see yourself not just in this body, but everywhere, in your thoughts, speech, and action that continue you in the world. This is something wonderful about meditation. You realize you can do something to have a better continuation. It is possible to produce thoughts, speech, and action of compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. There is cause for hope, for joy. There is a so-called scientific view that everything happens by coincidence. The British philosopher Russell described man as the product of causes which had no prevision of the end we were achieving. His origin, his growth, his hopes and fears, his loves and beliefs are but the outcome of accidental collections of atoms. According to this view, there is no intelligent design, just coincidence. In Buddhism, we don't speak of a project or plan made by a god, but we do speak of a dynamic force that underlies everything and determines the state of the world, the state of the earth, and that force is karma, action. The fate of the planet depends on our action. It doesn't depend on a god. It doesn't depend on chance. It depends on our true action. I believe that scientists will have no difficulty accepting this. In Buddhism, we always understand action as having three aspects: thinking, speaking, and acting. When we produce a thought, it is energy, it is action, and it can change us and change the world, in a good way or in a bad way. If it is the right kind of thinking, it will have a healing, nourishing effect on our body and on our environment. Right thinking can make the world a better place to live, just as wrong thinking can transform the world into a hell. Speaking can have the effect of releasing tension, reconciling conflict, or bringing hope. Or speaking can destroy hope or cause a family to break. Speaking is a kind of energy, a force. And physical action is also an energy that can bring healing to ourselves and to the world. We can do something that has the power of protecting, of saving, of supporting and bringing relief. It may be that yesterday we produced a thought of hate or anger, or we may have done something in hate or anger. And today we realize that it's not a very good continuation to have. It is very possible to do something to transform it. You establish yourself in the present moment, aware of your body and breathing. And you bring to mind that yesterday you thought, said, or did such a thing, which may have brought harm to yourself and others. Then, sitting here, firmly established in the here and the now, you produce another kind of thought in the opposite direction, a thought of forgiveness, compassion, understanding. As soon as that thought is produced, it will catch up with the other thought and neutralize it right away. That's changing the karma. It is possible with the practice of mindfulness in the here and the now. There is free will and the possibility of transforming. There is probability. Free will is mindfulness. When mindfulness intervenes, we know that we are thinking, saying, and doing. If we like it, we allow it to continue. If we don't like it, we are free to do differently. Every thought we produce, every word we pronounce, everything we do changes our body, mind, and environment. This impact is called retribution. The environment in which we find ourselves is us, and it is the result of our action. We have been living in such a way that we have destroyed our environment, and many species have disappeared. That is our retribution. You have to be responsible for both your own body and mind and for your environment. Your environment is you. When you look at the tree, don't think that the tree is something other than you. The tree is you. What you produce in terms of thought, speech, and action are energies that can never be destroyed. With mindfulness, compassion, and understanding, you can assure a better retribution in the future for yourself and for the world. Thank you. And namaste.